When it comes to PTE essay writing, there are different types of news that are circulating on the internet. Some are saying the templates are working, some are saying the templates are not working at all. But we do have a great news for people who don't want to use any templates and just want to use the structure. So this video will give you that good news, where we will show you entire essay that can fetch you not just 8 band but a 9 band score in the exam if you are able to use the structure and implement the techniques that I'm going to share in this video. So itna sochne ka nahi mamu. Just like and subscribe and watch it right till the end. Hey everyone, this is Anurag here from Edutrainex PT. I hope you all are doing great. Now many of you are there who are scared to use the template and you are capable of writing your own essays. So a lot of people ask me about a proper structure that can fetch very good marks in the exam. And recently, this structure and the same technique have been used by many of our students who wanted to write their own essays in the exam, and they have seen fabulous scores in their essay writing and complete PT writing. They were able to crack not just 8 band but very close to the 9 band scores. And for those of you who do not know us, we are pioneers in the PTE training exam, as well as we have a very world-class software that gives you very personalized, detailed level of feedbacks, not just a scorecard. So we do provide live classes training as well, along with the portal access, where you get thousands of resources, everything directed and designed to perfect your writing and every other part of the PT exam. And for those of you who are already preparing from somewhere and just need a little bit boost up in your preparation of the exam, we do provide two types of membership on our YouTube channel, Priority and VIP. In the Priority, you get all the latest exam repeated questions in one file, and in the VIP, you not only get the prediction questions, repeated questions, but also you get the vocabulary list, the spellings list, the grammar ebooks, the templates, and also exclusive access to videos. So please feel free to explore that. All the links are given in the description. If you want live classes or just membership, you can explore them. So before we begin actually looking at the structure, we need to understand the question itself, what has happened recently in the exam. So if any of you are still using these kind of template, please stop doing that. If you use this kind of template, then definitely don't come back to us saying that please modify this template. I want to use this template and get a 9 band. So that is not possible, okay? Because you all know that the question itself is going for a human evaluation, because they need to level this exam up close to like what other exams are conducting, like IELTS. So definitely this will go for a human review. And if you just put topics or statements or any keywords like this and just write pre-memorized templates in the exam, then definitely don't expect a good score. Even getting 50s with this kind of templates is very, very doubtful nowadays. And if you want to learn writing essays or any other piece of writing for the PT exam without making any grammar mistakes, then in our live classes we do that. We focus that. Our live class students know what I'm talking about, how we use the techniques, simple techniques to make a perfect structure, whether it's a complex sentence, simple sentence, compound sentence. Using the basic techniques, we can conquer that easily. Okay, first things first, please understand the marking criteria, what is actually expected from you. So this is the old criteria. This part has not changed. The judging parameters have not changed. Still the 7 forms of scoring criteria are there. But as you can see, this is new. Content points, development structure, and general linguistics points, everything will have 6 points now. So that's why the marking of overall essay has increased from 15 to 25, 26 now. Just calculate. So what I'm trying to say is, if you make spelling mistakes or if you make grammar mistakes, don't think that your essay will be still good. Okay, how it is affecting is, if you make spelling mistake, first of all, spelling mistakes are very, very strict in the exam. One mistake, you lose 1 point. Second mistake, you lose all the points. Okay, and when you make spelling mistakes, your vocabulary points are also affected because of this. Your content points are also affected because of your spelling mistakes, because the AI is not able to understand. And also for your knowledge, if you keep on making grammar mistakes as well, a lot of grammar mistakes, still the content is also affected and your general linguistics is also affected. So if you continue making grammar and spelling mistakes, but you think that, okay, I have written 300 words, covered a lot of relevant content, I should still get good marks, right? Because grammar is only 2 points, spelling is only 2 points. But that not actually what happens in the exam. If you make these kind of mistakes, lots of mistakes, then the whole essay score will come down. You can try it in the exam. That's a fact. So understand the scoring criteria first, improve your grammar, improve your spellings. So if there are lots of grammar videos that we have on our website, many are related to reading, but of course the grammar technique remains the same, even for writing. Next thing that I wanted to show you is different types of essays that come in the exam before we actually get down to the structure. So you will get popular types of essays, agree or disagree to a point, or there is two sides of arguments given to you and then you have to take one side and talk about it, describe a topic or describe a situation, or respond to a question. Any question will be given to you. You can agree or disagree again. Now, advantages or disadvantages, there are two varieties in this. Either it can say advantages or disadvantages, or it can say advantages and disadvantages. In this type of question, or you can only choose to talk about one side, whichever you are more confident in. And other types of question, again, you are only supposed to take one side and talk. You don't need to support the other side, because the expectation from you in the exam is you write an argumentative type of essay. It is not asking you to write a discursive type of essay. In discursive type of essays, we talk about both the sides and complete analysis. But this one is argumentative. So we are allowed, 100% allowed, to take one side and talk about it. Only in this scenario where it is clearly mentioned, you talk about advantages and disadvantages. So you divide your body paragraph, one paragraph for advantages, second paragraph for disadvantages. And in the end, you can again choose one side, whichever you favor as a conclusion. Now, we will talk about the strategic planning. Before you start just writing and doing everything related to what is being asked from you in the exam, you need to plan. Definitely. So 1 to 2 minutes is you decide what you are going to write about, which side you are agreeing, which side you have more relevant points. So 1 to 2 minutes, you have to do the thinking process and write down the points. You can use your notepad or you can write it in the space that is given for writing. The next 16 minutes you are spending on the writing. You're typing the whole essay, and the last 1 to 2 minutes, very, very important, you have to proofread what you have written to quickly check for punctuation mistakes, spelling mistakes, or even grammatical mistakes. Sometimes when you are in the flow of writing, you're typing very fast, focused, you make punctuation mistakes unknowingly. Even expert typists or expert people in English can make punctuation mistakes or spelling mistakes unknowingly. So always keep aside 1 minute at least. 1 to 2 minutes if you can keep aside, that will be more advantageous, so that you can also identify if any grammatical mistakes have happened. And whenever you write the essay, always follow this technique. You have to write 4 paragraphs. What are those 4 paragraphs? I'll break it down, each and everything for you. I'll show you an example as well, a real exam question that has fetched a 9 band score in the exam. So first paragraph is always introduction, last paragraph is always conclusion, and then in the body we write 2 paragraphs. Even whatever, every sentence I will tell you what exactly you need to write. So we'll start with the introduction. Okay, so let's say we picked up this particular question. This was a very, very recent exam question. Some people point that experiential learning, experiential, not experimental, experiential learning by doing it, can work well in formal education. However, others think a traditional form of teaching is the best. Do you think experiential learning can work well in high schools or colleges? So choose a side which you are, it is just a question, you are expected to respond. You can support this or you can support that. So of course I will choose a side, I have to think about it, and then I have to note down these things. I choose one side, take one side, let's say experiential learning is better. Then I have to think about 2 single ideas for each of the body paragraphs. Idea number 1 is, let's say experiential learning is more practical. Idea number 2 is because people, they need more experience than theory for actual jobs. So these are the 2 main ideas that I'm going to write, one paragraph each in the body. I'll show you how. Then I also need to add some supporting points and examples. Okay, why we need this experiential learning? Because it's easy to remember, reinforces the learning, enhances the learning. That's what I'm going to talk about. Examples are labs and the practical experiments to support this main idea, which is more practical. The second one is people need more experience than theory for jobs. Then I need supporting information, because after colleges, people apply for real jobs and they need practical experience. Job after college, more confidence, and you are more able to crack the interviews as well. If you have worked on real life projects, more credibility is given to the candidate. So that's what I'm going to argue about. I will provide these main ideas, supporting ideas, examples. That's it. Now let's see what we write in the introduction itself. Only 3 sentences are required. First sentence, provide some background. What are the contextual things that are being discussed in this particular topic? Provide some background. The second sentence is we just paraphrase the sentence. Paraphrase the question itself, whatever question is being asked to you. And the third sentence is we present our argument to the reader. Very, very important structure to follow. And as you can see, you can combine Some sentences you can keep simple, some sentences you can make it complex as well. Like this one is a complex sentence. Easy way to expand is using conjunctions in the middle, or you can start with words like while, although to expand the sentences. And in complex sentences, there are more than one clause, main clause, supporting clauses, and there can be more than one subordinate clauses, sorry. So what background did I give? The traditional form of teaching has been in practice for a very long time, but in today's world, a new type of teaching that focuses on experiential learning has emerged. Just a background that up until now we were doing the traditional form of teaching, now a new form of teaching has emerged. Just a background, okay? Now paraphrase the question. While some people think that experiential learning can work well in formal education, others think a traditional form of teaching is the best. Exactly what was asked. Do you think this is good or this is good? Just paraphrased it. And the third statement very clearly identifies what am I going to argue about. The essay will argue, or the essay will discuss, that experiential learning is a far better choice for students who wish to do well in their careers. See how I'm setting the tempo for the main ideas that I have included related to jobs and careers. So I'm setting the scene here. Introduction. In the body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2, you have to write 4 sentences each. Now, if you saw the video that I made before using a template, we reduced one sentence here. We merged section 1 and 2 over here, because if you write sentences, 4 sentences in each of the body paragraphs, the essay gets longer. And if you don't have that decent high speed of typing, then you are unable to write that many sentences. So if you follow this particular criteria, it will definitely get close to 300 word count, definitely about 270, 280. So what do? We clearly explain the main idea, what we thought about, more practical. Then we provide the supporting information. Then third number, we provide an example, and we don't need to quote that this was done, a survey was conducted by this magazine, or a survey or an experiment conducted by University of Sydney. We don't need to write that. Okay, just say for example, and then last sentence you conclude the paragraph. So what did I do in this? Again, see, I started with while to make a complex sentence, and then there's main clause and subordinate clause. So complex sentences, compound sentences, definitely 1 to 2 sentences has to be there in every paragraph, because it shows your ability to write. But we keep the structure very simple. Explain the main idea. While there are several issues related to traditional classroom learning, the primary one is the lack of practical learning. See how I introduced the main idea. Talking about many problems, but the main one is this one with traditional form. Now I expand the information. The major benefits of experiential learning are that it provides a more practical way of doing things, which reinforces students' learning and improves retention. The supporting information that I wrote. See, 2 sentences, done. The third one is provide an example. What example did I talk about? Labs and practical things. So for example, when college students attend labs and conduct practical experiments, they witness things in real life that help them to prepare for real life. That's it. And then last one, you always write sentences like clearly, so, therefore, summarizing this paragraph. Doing things practically is a real game changer as compared to traditional classrooms. Saying the same thing, but in another way, paraphrase the same thing. Now body paragraph 2 is exactly the same as the body paragraph 1, same structure, main idea, supporting information, example, conclusion. Okay, so how I started, in addition to practical learning, see, we have made the paragraph so smooth. I recognize what we have written in the first paragraph, practical learning. So I say, in addition to practical learning, connecting, coherence. See the scoring criteria, general linguistics, development, structure, and coherence. This is what coherence is. Connecting the ideas together. In addition to practical learning, experiential learning also provides students with real life experience. They need to do well in their jobs. That's it, main idea. Now what is supporting information? Also working on real projects helps students with the actual experiences that they need to get more confidence and credibility when applying for jobs. See, these are the points I noted. Credibility, more confidence when applying for jobs. So this paragraph I have dedicated for career and jobs. For example, when students study in traditional classrooms, they face difficulties in the hiring process, again recruitment process, as well as settling down in their jobs. Okay, so again talking about future jobs. So for high school and college students, learning by doing is a better approach of studying, for studying. So learning by doing was given in the brackets. So So this time I used it instead of experiential learning. So I'm just playing around with the words, but writing the same thing, but following the structure exactly. Now you can do your own research how to write an argumentative essay, and you will find it very, very similar to what I'm saying. And if you write this structure, no mistakes, ability to write complex sentences, see, multiple complex sentences, some simple sentences as well. I'm not saying you need to write every sentence as complex, but yes, minimum 2 in every paragraph. Now, in conclusion, what do we write? Very, very easy. In conclusion, we just summarize the main 2 ideas that we discussed in the 2 body paragraphs. And the last sentence is our opinion, my opinion, strong opinion. That's it. Finished. Done and dusted. Essay is complete. So in conclusion, experiential learning is a better way to study these days for college students. Just saying what I wrote. Because or reasons. Because of more practical learning and also increasing their confidence levels to adopt to real world projects. So just summarizing the 2 main ideas, more practical learning and confidence levels for jobs, real life projects or real life jobs or future jobs, you can say anything. And then in my opinion, learning by doing is definitely better for college students as it brings them a realistic approach that is required to excel in their careers. See how I molded the essay, the impact of education and linked it with the jobs, okay, connected the ideas together, summarizing everything in the conclusion and provided my opinion very, very strongly. And this is what an argumentative essay looks like. Don't write, in my opinion, in the very first paragraph, okay? Some templates, what I've seen on the internet, they start with, in my opinion, in the very first paragraph. That's not a correct approach for argumentative type of essays. Again, as I said, don't trust me. Do your own research. Find it, how the argumentative type of essays look. Argumentative or persuasive type of essays. So, opinion you provide after you argue about it, after you have put valid points. You can't just provide opinions without any logic or sense. Let's look at the complete structure now. You can take a screenshot or just click it from anywhere. This is the structure if you follow. Multiple students, including me, when we tried it in the real exam, writing our own essay, works perfectly fine. Okay, every time people have crossed 85 if they implemented and did not make any mistakes, and definitely 90 out of 90 is definitely a possibility if you do not make mistakes in other writing questions as well. So now you know all the techniques related to essay writing. You are now 100% capable in writing a full essay by yourself and getting a 9-band score. That's definitely a possibility, a probability, a guarantee. And if you want to perfect your writing techniques using simple, complex, compound, then definitely join us our live classes. Do WhatsApp us or Telegram us, and then we will be able to help you, work with you, to guide you and fix you, and also provide multiple rounds of feedbacks to perfect your writing techniques so that you are getting whatever desired scores you want. And we also support that with the help of an application which provides you very, very detailed and very, very directed feedbacks to you, not just like a scorecard, but very detailed feedbacks. So that is very important in your learning process. And for people, as I said before, if you are already preparing from somewhere, just need little bit boost up, there are 2 types of memberships that we offer on our channel, Priority and VIP, with different types of benefits. And in the meantime, if you have not watched the latest video that we published about 10 amazing grammar shortcuts for the reading fill in the blanks questions, please go and watch it. In the meantime, keep watching Edutrainex, and I'll soon be back with another super informative video on PTE topics. See you soon.